Welcome back, beautiful people, to Culture Talks. My name is Frankie, and this is your weekend in pop culture review. So just to recap real quick on what this video is about, what I do, this is just the weekend review sort of video where I just kind of ramble a little bit. I swear to you, I'm trying to keep it shorter. So I'm just going to dive in to what happened this past weekend in pop culture, because this is a pop culture channel. This is Culture Talks. This is what I do. I like to talk pop culture. So right now we're going to jump into the most amazing thing about a weekend, and that's the box office, and to see how well everything went this past weekend in terms of movies and film, and even shows occasionally. I'll throw in stuff there. But for now, we're jumping into the box office now. And to start off real quick, real big thing, the box office is completely different since last weekend. So you're going to find some new movies, some old movies still in there, or actually fairly recent movies that still hung around. So without further ado, introducing number one. Number one. It's not a real big surprise. Ever since it was announced, it was going to get a big draw. Number one, debuting in at number one, is Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grimswald. I don't care. I really didn't care about this movie. Not gonna go watch it. Comes in number one, making a respectable 62.2 million. Moving on. At number two is Dr. Seuss, The Grinch. It drops from number one to the number two spot, earning in a really good, respectable 38.1 million. Congrats. Number three, and actually a pretty big surprise. Kinda, sort of. I didn't think it'd be up this high still, maybe drop a little bit further, but no. Coming in at number three is Bohemian Rhapsody, coming in with a respectable 15.7 million. It went from the number two spot to the number three spot, so it's been slowly declining, but still hanging in the top three. Congrats to them. They've made their money back, and we'll get into that at the end. Wrap up the last two. Coming in at number four is Instant Family, a movie I did not really know about much, so kind of, sort of, I knew about, but I didn't really care. Made 14.7 million, and the number five spot goes to actually a movie I do want to see. Sadly, didn't come in with the best box office, but that's, to be fair, this movie doesn't really need the money, and it's not about the money. Widows. The movie is Widows, debuting it at 12.3 million, coming in at the number five spot. Respectable money, but we'll get into it in a bit. Now we've come to the portion of the video where I like to talk about all five of the films. I'm not gonna go in depth about it and go into deep talk and ramble about it, I swear. But number one movie, Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them, or Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grimswald. I have much to say because it was riddled with reviews, negative reviews. It was not received well, and some hardcore fans out there, big YouTubers, fans of this film and franchise, were disappointed. More facts about this is that this is the first Harry Potter film that's been reviewed rotten. It's been given a rotten review, and it's also the very first Harry Potter film that's made very little money. Just to give things into put things into perspective, is this has a budget of 200 million, and so with the 62.2 million it's made, I forgot how much it made. I don't care about this film. The 62 million it's made isn't good, so it might make it back slowly, surely. It probably will make it back overseas, but we don't know. So right now, 62.2 is respectable here in the States, kinda, sorta. But when you put in that price tag of $200 million for a budget for this sort of film and giving you that, not looking so good. The $200 million budget's huge, but I guess that's what happens when you hire a washed-up pirate to be in your film. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on to the number two film, it was The Grinch. Congrats to them. This movie has grossed $126 million. Did not see that coming. Animated movies will make money. We'll put button seats during the holidays, so don't be surprised if this movie hangs around in the top five until Christmas. So props to them. The Grinch. It's not a great film in my opinion. I haven't seen it. Critics, it's just okay. But if you like Benedict Cumberbatch and you like the story of The Grinch and you just want to see an animated film, by all means, have fun with it. I guess the big perspective of the number three film, Bohemian Rhapsody, it grossed 127 million, so I'm happy for them. I'm really proud. Rami Malek's getting recognized for his talents. I heard he was great. and it's still making money. It's still drawing people to go to the theater and watch. But that's about it. I have nothing much more to say. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll see it for like a matinee. I don't know. But congrats to them. Keep on trucking. Now for the number 4 movie, Instant Family, I have nothing to say. I don't care. Moving on. Now for the number 5 film, Widows, a movie I really want to see, and it came out this past week, but due to very limited theater release and seating time slots, I didn't really go watch it right away. I wanted to go watch it with a friend, but I haven't gotten around to it. But it is one of my films. I've already seen a lot of my films for this month that I wanted to see, so I can go pay and go support this amazing director, which is Steve McQueen. This movie is getting critically acclaimed reviews. It's getting great reviews. Might be nominated for a few awards, hopefully for the Oscars, just because Steve McQueen is that kind of guy. He is a fantastic director, and his movies aren't about making money. This movie did only make like $12 million and change. He is the director, going back to the director, he is the director of 12 Years a Slave, so you've heard of his films, and all of his films are always positive, always well received by the critics, and it draws people, and you go for the story, you go for the tale of what's being done on screen, and the visuals, obviously. What is he doing? How is he telling the story? Which way is he telling the story? So Steve McQueen is a draw director, not maybe by the money, but by people who are just a fan. Just much like Wes Anderson. That's a very good example. Wes Anderson doesn't make much money for his films. He puts a lot of money into them to give out to his fans and to the people for art who just want to watch art on screen. So Steve McQueen is a draw director because he's a storyteller. He's a great director. I'm sure he puts in a lot of intake in his films to his team. So I'm gonna go see this film. If you have watched it, let me know how it is. What do you take? This is a movie I do care about, unlike the other ones, really. So moving on. Now moving on to the next pop culture portion of the show, and it is pop culture, but it can also be related to culture, and that's sports. Sports is culture. It's part of our culture, especially here in America. But sports, yes, pop culture, especially this portion of sports because it's more theater, I guess. Survivor Series was last night. Survivor Series is being WWE. That's attached. They're together, 1-1. What is that? It's World Wrestling Entertainment. What is that? It's wrestling. If you don't get what I'm talking about, forget it. Just skip this part of the video. Survivor Series was last night. It was very interesting. I didn't care so much. I guess I cared a bit. The storytelling was bad. Booking was bad. If you don't get what those terms are, again, skip this video. All I'm saying is it was interesting, but if you don't care about it, skip it. Don't watch it. However, its other show that it owns and other, I guess, brand that it owns is NXT, or also known as Developmental, and it's not Developmental because NXT is by far the better show than whatever, and it produces the better pay-per-views than whatever Vince McMahon is producing up with the main roster, which is Raw and SmackDown. NXT War Games this past Saturday was incredible. I had a blast. I was thrown off by the time start, so I didn't know what time it was actually going to start, so I missed half the show kind of, but I still had a blast. Went back, saw the whole thing. Incredible. If you don't care about storytelling and booking and just want to see fucking action, I just did say fucking. If you want to see fucking action and just ridiculousness, watch NXT War Games some way, somehow, legally I hope. Watch it. It was phenomenal and just loads of fun. Especially if you don't like wrestling, just watch it because it was insane. Oh, so good. So good. Moving on in sports, Giants won, so Odell so far has gotten it 2 for 6, or not really. They've won 2 in a row, and he said if they win 8 in a row, they'll be back in it. So they need 6 more wins, and they're there. So I'm rooting for you, OBJ. I'm a huge fan of OBJ. I'm not a big Giants fan. Eli needs to go, I think. I'm a Panthers fan. I know we lost by 1 point. I'm pissed. I know. Suck it. That's football. That's sports. I'm done. Moving on to other sports. Knicks lost. What else is new? The other basketball team that's in New York City, Nets lost. What else is new? Now, real quickly, going back to combat sports, the UFC actually made its debut in Argentina this past Saturday. A successful show overall, I believe. Not gonna get into the full fights in the card, just the main event. The main event was between Neil Magny and the fellow countryman and son of Argentina, Santiago Ponzinibbio. Both welterweights, both top-ranked, top 10 welterweights in the UFC. And it was a slugfest. Magny looked lost though. Santiago was just murdering his legs, and it came back to haunt him. In the 4th round, Santiago knocks out Neil Magny, flatlines him actually, falls face first in the mat in the 4th round. Winner by KO, sends the fans home happy. Argentina's happy. Stand up, Argentina. Hopefully the UFC goes out there more. I know they're trying to make their way out more to Central America and everywhere in the world, honestly. I know I'll watch when they go to Mexico, and maybe I'll catch a show one day there myself. I'm still trying to catch a show here in good old NYC, but so I guess I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I'm trying to watch a show in Mexico. But moving on. To wrap up the show, really, this past weekend there was very little news moving around in terms of, I guess, other television stuff. Nothing really big, major came out, except for 2 things. One of the kind of small thing, and I'll get into real quick, is Godzilla King of the Monsters apparently wrapped up production 6 months before release time. So yeah, we're expected Godzilla to come out in 2019. I believe it's in the spring. I already forgot the release date. Shame on me, and I'm a fan, right? But 6 months done beforehand. You might think like, well, shouldn't it be done earlier? Well, no. Usually some things, once the release date is coming a month out before, they're still going through stuff. Promotional wise, still got to go through things. And final edits, getting stuff ready for the films, for like theaters to take the film on. Many other things. Things that I'm still missing out on, and that I haven't touched on. Not gonna get into it. So that's a good sign. It could be a little worrisome too for some people. Like, is this movie actually complete? I have to trust the studio. The first one was fine, so I'm really excited. I don't even care about the critics are gonna say. I just want to see Monster Madness. I want to see it now. So that's all I'm saying. And the final piece of news for the film, movie, comic, everything pop culture related sort of news is the showrunner for Daredevil, the current showrunner at least, Eric Olson, I can't pronounce his last name. He just recently tweeted this past weekend and just let it out to the world that he pitched season 4 of Daredevil to Netflix. So we know that there's an idea out there already for season 4. We just have to wait and see what Netflix's response is and what even Disney's response is. So we're just holding our breaths, I guess, at this point. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm excited that there is an idea now. I trust Eric Olson. I trust him because season 3 was successful. It showed that it doesn't need much to be a good show, because it went back to its roots. And as much as you can say, an intro season, an origin season in any show is gonna have to be good. Well, that's not necessarily true. As we saw, it just borrowed a lot of things from the first season that made it good. And if they can just keep continuing that formula, unfortunately, season 1 of many other things in terms of Netflix didn't go that route. Maybe they should start, borrowing ideas to keep shows alive like that. That's just my opinion, and I'm not going to get further into it because I know this will get longer, and Monday videos aren't really meant to be interesting, I guess. Maybe to some. I'm just here to talk and ramble. But this is Culture Talks, so this is what I do. So sue me. Alright, that's it, beautiful people, for this Monday portion in your weekend in pop culture review. Thank you so much for watching this video. If I missed out on anything big, please let me know in the comment section below or in the Facebook page. Let's discuss in private as well, or publicly. I don't care. You know me, again, pop culture, Culture Talks, it makes sense. This is who I am. This is my identity now, or has always been. I'm just bringing it out to the world, but in an unimpressing fashion, I guess. Whatever. This is it. This is Culture Talks. My name is Frankie. Thank you so much for watching, beautiful people. I really appreciate the support and love that I'm still getting. It's incredible. I don't know how I get it. I don't even know why people are still my friends. I'm just talking to a camera. But thank you so much. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.